Here I am in the Whitby. I came on this afternoon to remove the batteries, and I went to the nav table here. Underneath the seat there were two big batteries in there, so I took them out. They've been sitting in the boat for years, so I don't even know if they're usable or not. It doesn't really matter. I want to put brand new batteries in the boat, so they're going to go, and if they work I can sell them. There's some sort of box under there, don't know what it's for, but I think it's part of the two-way radio system. Really old. Let's see if I can find a light and I can show it to you properly. I had the light here somewhere. Oh, here we go. Okay, look at that. I do believe that's part of the two-way radio setup. Yes. That is just massive. I don't know if we need something that big. Well, maybe it gives extra range. I'm not sure. I'm going to check into that. And look what I just found. Hang on a sec. I have no idea what we've got there. Put that lid back on. What is that? Oh, another storage area. Is there anything in there? Is there a bar of gold? Whoops. Let's have a look, shall we? Put the light in there. Put the camera in there. There's something down there. Is it big amounts of money? I don't think it is. Damn. Oh, little secret compartment I didn't know about. Look at that. Nice. Now, how on earth does that? That's right. Now, why doesn't it go back on? Because it's a pain in the butt. Well, I found that. Wow. I wonder if that's alright still. Nope, it's just out of service. This is a red one. If there's no corrosion in the tank and the fittings are all good, I can get it recharged. The red ones are rechargeable. Alright, so there's that. Interesting. Now, I was just saying, I took the batteries out. Let's go back over here into the engine room. I have light in here now. Two batteries that were in the front of the engine are now out. The battery that was in front of the generator is out. Now this is gonna... So I've got 5 batteries out of this boat so far. And if you look over there, behind the generator, is another battery. And yeah, I accidentally pressed the lock button. So yeah, there's another battery there behind the generator. And with all that pipe work and stuff above it that you can see up here, I can't get to it. Well, I could get to it by snaking my arm in and undoing the battery terminals. But to get the battery out itself, I'm going to have to disconnect a whole bunch of pipe work. I don't like that at all. Now the generator's there. It's what's called a lugger. I'll have to look that up online. She's a 3-cylinder diesel. I have to find out how many watts that thing puts out, because that is one great big heavy piece of machinery, and it's just covered in water and sweat. If you look up here, there's condensation on the ceiling here. Everything's wet in here, which really sucks, because this engine is full of water. And it's just I'm just looking around the edges of the engine and there, and the transmission is all rusty, and yeah, I think it's just easier to pull it, stick another one in that I have access to, and be done with it. And while the both engines are out, I can clean up in here, maybe repaint, because it looks rotty, it really does. Yeah, you can see some bilge water in there, and it's just a rusty stain down the bottom there, and it's just muddy and mucky and oily, and yep. But the wiring's all right. It's a bit messy, but the wiring's good. It's not falling to pieces. It's not exfoliated. This is the battery charger. I'm just going to take a clean 1000 watt 50 amp charger. Okay. I need to find the on-off switch for that. I don't want to be using it on when I'm on shore, because I don't have the batteries in. There's a pump over in the far corner, and it is falling to pieces from corrosion. So that pump's going to have to come out. That's the refrigerator and freezer compressor sitting there on a shelf, and it's rusty as well. I'd like to pull all that out and replace it with a new setup, or a near new setup. I can pull a fridge apart and take it out of a fridge and put that in. And I know a fellow who can help me with connecting the pipework back up again. So there's that as well. Now this here is this motor here, it's rusty on top with a black thing at the bottom. That is a vent motor for venting gases out of the engine room here. It obviously is rotten. I've got a brand new one ready to go on, so I don't have to worry about that. Perco switch over there for switching the battery on and off. There's a Perco switch behind me as well. I've got two fuel filters here, one side beside each other. They all need servicing. And with the engine out, the transmission out, that engine out, I have plenty of room in here to get into stuff. And now, behind the compressor here for the fridge freezer, if you haven't looked in, I don't know if you can see that in the back there. I'll see if I can get this light to work. There is a big void back there, huge amount of empty room. And there's a tank. That red pipe goes up over the top edge of that is the edge of the side of a tank. I don't know what tank that is, because I haven't looked at what the tankage is on this boat and where the tanks are, so I'm going to have to work that out. Now I happen to know that this boat has got a water heater somewhere on the boat. I have still not found it yet. But if we have a look over here on here, we have over here on this, right here, water heater. So I know that the boat has a water heater, refrigerator, port outlets, starboard outlets, more starboard outlets. Over here we've got the holding tank, instruments, water pressure, VHF radio, spreader lights, strobe lights, running lights, SSB, not exactly sure what that stands for. Port cabin, starboard cabin, main power. So yeah, that's all the things on the power board. Shore power or the generator. When you're running the generator, switch it over to here, shore power over here. So the generator must put out 110 volts. That's how this would work. So your 12 volt system runs through over this panel, 12 volt. Oh, okay, your 120 volts runs through this panel. So you've got two different electrical systems on the boat. One of the 12 that the batteries run, and then you've got the generator or shore power for the 120 volt setup. Very interesting. All right, so that's it for today. That's all I've done here. I didn't push myself. There's a 5-minute video for you to see. Still a mess on the boat. I'm going to start cleaning out dramatically over the next week or so. What I want to do is make it livable, so that if in a month's time I need to move in and live on board while working on it, I can do so. Exciting times, because things are starting to accelerate now on this boat, now that I've wound up on the Irwin. So stay tuned for some more interesting videos as I go through this boat and start making it a home. And that's going to be happening over the next few weeks. Alrighty, I am now going to turn this off, and I'll talk to you again. Bye.